Did you know that the temperature of the surface of the moon reaches 224 degrees Fahrenheit during the day? That's pretty hot considering the boiling point of water is 212 degrees Fahrenheit. And at night the temperature of the surface of the moon cools down to negative 243 degrees Fahrenheit. And seeing as exposed skin can freeze in 30 seconds at negative 70 degrees Fahrenheit, I wouldn't even want to imagine how long it would take to get frostbite at negative 243 degrees Fahrenheit. What makes the temperatures of the surface of the moon so extreme? Well, unlike the Earth, the moon has no temperature to regulate its temperatures, no atmosphere to regulate its temperatures. Today I will be telling you about how the Earth's atmosphere regulates its temperature, how much CO2 we are putting into the atmosphere, how much CO2 trees can absorb, and what we can do to reduce the amount of CO2 we are putting into the atmosphere. What happens is the sun's rays come through the atmosphere, but then the CO2 mainly and some other gases in the air reflect the heat back and forth until it just keeps bouncing around, thus one, and keeping the heat inside the atmosphere. The world emits almost 30 billion metric tons each year. The world leaders are China, the US, and the European Union, and then India. Interesting that the China and US, each one emits more than 27 European countries alone. A healthy tree stores about 13 pounds of CO2 each year, or 2.6 tons per acre. That's enough to equal the amount of CO2 produced by driving a car 26,000 miles. Since each person probably drives a car 26,000 miles a year, 1 acre of trees to compensate for that is not a lot. There are 2,300 coal-fired stations worldwide, or 7,000 individual plants, 620 of them located in China. On average, each one releases about 1.2 million metric tons of CO2 per year. And this is the carbon dioxide measurements at the VID00039 ice core in Antarctica. As you can see, right around the year of the Industrial Revolution, it's just the amount of carbon dioxide is skyrocketed. Things we can do to reduce the amount of CO2 we put into the atmosphere: drive more gas-efficient cars, oppose using coal to meet our energy needs, and use things like wind power or nuclear energy, which uses no CO2. And with nuclear energy, did you know there's as much energy in 1 pound of green as there is in 10,000 pounds of crude oil? So nuclear energy can meet our needs. We don't need to use coal and oil. So if you think humans are not contributing to global warming, think again and use the right sources. Any questions?
What was the most valuable source that you found? So if someone wanted to look up a little bit more information on global warming, where would you recommend that they visit?
Depends on depends on what information on global warming they're looking for. Like,
let's say I wanted to find ways to help reduce CO2 emission. So they wanted to do their own part. Which one do you think?
I think maybe the United government.
Second one? Okay, that's good to know. And why did you choose this?
Well, I felt strongly about global warming and the fact that it used to be like many years back when a lot of people didn't believe it existed. That was partly due to the fact that for oil companies it's not a good thing that it exists and it doesn't help them, so they pay a lot of money to make it seem like it didn't exist for a while.
That's scary. Yikes. People can cover things up, cover information up if they want to. It's all about money. Wow. Okay, nice job.
I have a question.
You have a question. There's only two, but you go two.
You go two. Okay, so have you ever thought about, like, with the whole, like, like global warming thing about how like all the animals, like the polar bears and like penguins and everything. Have you? The only thing I can think about is like helping them is to like bring them to like our zoos or like make a like wildlife sanctuary or something for them. Like, have you ever thought about anything like that?
Yeah, it's like, like by reducing emissions right now, it's not gonna stop instantly. It's still gonna melt for a bit more, keep on melting. But yeah, for right now,
But it'll slow down and stop
Slow down.
eventually.
yeah,
Like if we do change.
It'll stop.
If we change.
not
Not
sort
completely.
of ish. Slow down, but it will take a while. We won't see the effects for a bunch of years before it starts to slow down.
This makes me sad.